Welcome back to the Metaphysical Tea. I'm Tess.
And I'm Bri.
And we have gotten all the way to the Ajna Center. So we only have one more center after this one. And that will be the head. And then we have so much more to talk about. And I'm so excited. So we hope you guys are enjoying this. And that you've been able to follow along. And that it's helpful information for you. Something I really want to put together in the future is being able to explain to people how to use this information so that it's helpful. Like, how do you integrate it into your life, right? Because I was thinking that about astrology the other day. Like, it's cool to get a reading, but then it's like, what do you do with the information?
Yeah.
And I think human design is like that for a lot of people. The first time I ever got my chart read and then read my chart and learned how to like do some of it, I'm like, okay, cool, that was it. Like, that's everything.
Yeah.
And then people started talking about it a lot, like a few months later, and like I started seeing posts everywhere, and I'm like, am I missing something? Like, I thought it was just like a fun little reading. And then as I got more and more into it, I was like, oh, this is huge.
Applicable.
Yeah. Yes. And I think it's a lot to try and like do all at once. If you're like, oh my gosh, I have all these gifts and I have all these things that I have to figure out how to be, and what's my energy type and what's my authority. But if you just focus on one thing at a time, start with your energy type and your authority, and then like move through, like, what are your most important gifts? What is your purpose? So maybe as we get further in, I think we try to do that in each one, but I definitely, if there's things that you feel like you don't know how to integrate, we'd love to know, because we could create a whole space on that.
And I would start with something that you've heard us talk about or Tess go into detail about, that if it did not resonate with you, that's kind of where maybe would be a good place to start and go, why doesn't it resonate? Am I operating in my true self, or am I operating in, maybe a more programmed or, I don't know, like survival self? Like, just maybe go find the thing that doesn't resonate the most that you are seeing so far.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Look at, we're like black and white. We're all fancy.
Yin yang.
I like it. Okay, so the Ajna Center. So this is where we have mental clarity. It's where we have like our point of view, our opinions, where we process information. So the information from the head center, or the inspiration that we receive, goes into the Ajna, and that's where we like organize it and decide what to do with it.
Cool.
So there's a lot of opinions in here. And if it's one thing that I just read right before we came in, is that if you have it open, one of your lessons is self-love through not needing to have full clarity, like releasing the need for full clarity. Because if it's open,
like certainty, absolute.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, because one of the things when it's open is you're constantly searching for certainty. Like, you want to know that you want proof, or you want to know something's right, or you want to get to the bottom.
That I got this. Where's the proof?
Yes.
Okay.
But part of your lesson is like, you weren't designed to get that. Like, you don't need that. You're supposed to take it, play with it, spit it out, and keep going,
I like it.
Yeah. And if it's closed or filled in on your chart, then you have consistent access to that energy and consistent ways of processing information. You're a little more, I don't want to say closed-minded, but you're pretty steady in what it is that you believe. And so once you've decided and researched something and really have a belief, you kind of like, you decide like, this is my belief, and you're not going to be able to say a lot of things that are going to change it. Where an open center is like, well, I'm intrigued. What else do you have to say about it? And they can kind of,
like, ooh, this.
Yeah. And remember, neither is better or worse. It's just how we're designed to work with energy and information. So in our family, it's just me, Derek, and Cal that have it closed. And then everyone else in both our families is open.
Yes.
Yeah. Which I did think was interesting, because you know what? Now I want to do Cal's personality. I wonder if he would take the 16 personalities test. Have you ever done that?
Oh. I think so. I think we did it for book club.
You did? Oh, you should have, if he will, you should have him do it, because Derek...
That would be really cool.
I know. I've probably done it for like at least 100 people, if not more. And Derek and I are the only debaters I've ever met. Ooh. But we are debaters. Like, anything that's said, we're like, well...
Yeah. I
I know. And then when I read this, I was like, yeah, I don't think we're closed-minded. I think we're actually very open-minded, but we're just like, once we've decided what our opinion is, it's like, you're not changing it.
Yeah.
Or very few people could change it. And I just wonder if Cal, it'd be cool if Cal was a debater
really
too.
Cool. Yeah, we should find it and send it to you.
I know. I'll send it to you after I do have the link.
Character building too.
Oh, it's a great tool. Okay, let me just do a quick flip and make sure there's nothing that I missed that I wanted to make sure I said.
I just wanted to add to when you're talking about like embodying, aspects of the chart, like putting it into practical ways instead of just learning about it. I just think it's helpful to think of it as like, this is potential. This is not saying this is who you are. This isn't a box. Like a lot of times people are like, well, this is just, we've talked about this.
Yeah.
I'm just a Sag. Like, this is just who I am. But
Yeah.
it's talking about highest potential.
Yeah.
So if you're feeling stuck, if you're feeling like things aren't going the way you want it in life, like, this is where it's like, well, how can you maybe embody more certain aspects of your chart?
Yeah. Yeah. It's like a blueprint of your soul, and you have access to all these things. Yeah. And you have access to everything that's not colored in too. It's just not as consistent access because you're not really designed to deal with that stuff as much. Yeah. But yeah, what you're saying is great. If you're feeling lost in any place, you might just be using the gift incorrectly, which is the same thing as saying like, well, I'm just a Gemini, so that's just how I act. Sorry, I'm two-faced. What? Like, and people do it all the time. We hear it all the time where people will come in our shop and just be like, well, I'm just a Scorpio, so I'm just vengeful. And we're like, yeah, but you don't have to be. Yeah. You don't
also,
have to use that.
Scorpio, like, your power is sustained energy towards something, not vindictive tendencies.
Exactly.
Your power is Phoenix.
Yeah.
Anyway, that one a little.
No,
rabbit,
I love it. I think that's a great. I kind of thought
it,
we'd dive into astrology when we finish human design, because
and maybe like tie some threads.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know, but just to say that it's not enough to like have your chart and know it.
Yeah.
The point is to start embodying it, and that's honestly when you'll see like real change.
It's so true. And now that you said that, I also think that something I'm trying to learn right now is when we just absorb information 24/7, like I can't do
it's
anything.
The age we're in.
Yeah. I can't take a walk or do dishes without putting on a class and trying to learn something, because I'm like, I don't want to waste time.
We are so much alike.
I know.
In that way.
I know.
Yes, every minute. It's like, pick me in from
I need to learn. But when you never take time to like let your mind be clear and let it be quiet and let yourself integrate what it is that you're learning, you're missing a lot of the magic.
Yeah.
And I've been noticing that I have like stacks of notes, and I'm like, am I ever going to go back through them? Or like, maybe I should finish something, integrate it, then go learn something else, But Gemini Sag, what do you do?
We did it.
It's just who we are.
No, I agree.
Gosh.
Though. It's a season of embodying. I think a lot of the collective is learning that. It's not enough to consume information. You have to extract the wisdom and like actually embody it. Yeah. And I'm on that journey with you.
Yeah. Yeah, we are. We love learning. I mean, Gemini Sag is, we're knowledge seekers, but we love learning. We love sharing what we learn. But taking the time to embody is probably a really important step. Yeah. Which we've done some, but I just think that's kind of my lesson right now.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, okay. So back to the defined. So if you have a defined Ajna Center, then people rely on your consistent opinion, because for people who have like an open door of opinions, it feels safe to them to know that someone is consistent in what they believe in. It makes that person kind of like a go-to person for them. Like, okay, I kind of changed my mind here. I changed my mind here, but they haven't changed at all. Why? Like that consistency makes me feel safe. And so I feel safe, like getting advice, and then, but the shadow side was like being too closed-minded. And then the shadow side for the undefined, because the good side is that you're like totally open to new stuff, and you're always like transforming like what you believe in your systems. But the shadow side is that you can amplify confusion, because this is where confusion lives.
Okay.
And so if you if someone's confused or they're confusing you, you can get it like at a higher level, because it's kind of like emotional, non-emotional. How non-emotionals absorb all the
Yes.
emotions. You guys absorb everyone else's information, so you absorb the confusion too, and then
Okay.
it makes you more confused because it amplifies. That's the shadow side of it. But you can also get lost in searching for the right answer, and you can also pretend to feel certain when you don't really feel certain, because like you feel like you need to have that certainty.
Yeah.
But that's the shadow side. If you're using it in the right way, then you understand like this is who I'm meant to be.
Yeah, that's a good word.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so to the gates. So there's only 6 gates in this one, and there's like so few gates throughout our whole family, really.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting.
Yeah. So gate 11, it was you, me, Shane, and Cal that have it. Now, this one is when I was first learning human design, there was like 6 gates that we went over at the end that were just like, even though they were like extra important. So even though we went through them in the center, it was like, look at this one again. And this was one of them. And the reason is it's ideas. So you have consistent flow of ideas. Yeah, agree. We both have that.
We do.
Yeah.
Some are a little more out there.
That's okay. We're supposed to. But the thing that happens with us when we're not using it in the correct way is we think like, I have to do all these things. Like all these ideas come through and we're like, oh my gosh, I have to do this and I have to do this and I have to do this. And I don't want to tell anyone because they could steal it from me. And then I'll lose whatever success from this inspiration that I got to create this idea. What is actually true is that we're just like a vessel for ideas. So the ideas come through. If one resonates with you and you want it, take it. But all the rest are meant to be given away. And they're meant to be shared with other people because you're helping to bring in that inspiration for other people. Yeah. I like that too. Because for a long time, I thought every idea I had to do. And I was like, I'm never going to get through all of these.
You know what? That's a really interesting... It's an interesting way to, like, put it, that, like, not every single spark is necessarily for us. You can.
Yeah.
Like, you can definitely do it, but some of it is meant to just be passed on to inspire other people of what is possible.
Absolutely.
So that's good.
Yeah.
I like that. And it
Yeah.
takes some of the pressure off of, like, wait, should I do this? How do
I
I do
know.
this? Like, I guess I can resonate with that.
Well, because when you're getting it, it almost feels like divine information, you know, because it's just so open and flowing all the time. So you're like, is the universe telling me I need to do this? Or
Yeah.
is this just something I'm seeing? And sometimes it can just be like a glimpse of like future stuff.
Yes, I was just thinking that. Like, not all of it is meant for the now.
Yeah, yeah,
like
exactly. And then one thing you can do to help with the exhaustion that you get mentally when you have this gate is write it down. I just have a space in my phone, and every time I get an idea, it's called ideas, and anything that comes in, I just write it in. And sometimes I look at them and I'm like, I would never do that. But then someone will say something, I'll be like, oh my gosh, I had this idea the other day. You might actually want to do this.
That's good.
Yeah. Okay. Then we have only you and Bailey. You and Bailey have a lot in common. You, Bailey, and Derek have a lot in common.
The other day you were telling me just a really colorful Aries story of her, and I was like, I resonate with that. It's not probably something I would...
I know.
You know.
It was fun.
Here we are.
It was fiery.
It was very fiery, you know?
I know, she's so funny, but you're just like a grown-up version where it's like, should I do that? Probably not, you know?
But I get it.
Yes.
Solidarity.
Yes. So this is what you guys have. You have unique openness, and this is gift 43 if I didn't say that.
Okay.
Unique opinions and insight. So you guys have a very specific way that you see things. And because of that, you're really good at innovation.
Okay.
And transforming things. Like you can see things in a different way than the rest of us can.
Maybe that goes hand in hand with some of her ideas that she's had lately.
Yeah.
Just refining them a little.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and you guys both do have like different ideas, and like every time you get into something spiritual, it's something like I haven't even thought about before or like ever heard of before, and I'm like, Well, now I want to know. Like, now I'm intrigued, but it's like always something interesting
Something
and different.
weird.
Yeah, I like it. I like your weird. The shadow side of this is you having the fear of being misunderstood or sounding crazy.
Yeah.
And I do think that I think Bailey has dealt with that lots of times where she's
Yeah.
like, I feel like I sound crazy, but I know I'm right, you know? And
Yeah.
it's like understanding that you can be right and you are not crazy and it's not for anyone else to judge. It's your unique opinion or insight.
I like that.
Yeah, I do too.
Permission to be weird.
It is. Yep. So if you have gift 43, permission to be weird. Okay, number 17 is me, Derek, and Bailey. And oh no, I was thinking it was me, Derek, and Cal that had the closed center. Okay, so this is me, Derek, and Bailey.
Okay.
And this is substantiating opinions. So this is like the ability to form your opinion, back up your opinion, find the facts, do the research, and be able to show that like this is true and explain why it's true. And I mean,
This is you, Derek, and Bailey.
Bailey has told me so many things so many
You know
times.
what? She does have receipts.
She does, always. She always does.
Yeah, that's true.
It's just that sometimes, I told her something the other day. I was like, when you're looking for negative things to be true, you're going to find them. And there might be an explanation for them, but because you were looking for them, you're going to see them as bad. Yeah. When you go into your day thinking like, what's all the great things happening? You're going to find those too. So I keep like challenging her. I'm like, today look for like what's good, not what's bad.
Really good word.
I know, because she'll find either one, you know, whatever she focuses on, she'll find. The shadow side to this gift is becoming judgmental or overcritical. And I would say all three of us could be very overcritical.
Yeah. And that doesn't necessarily mean towards other people.
No.
It can just be in life.
Mm-hmm.
Your over-analysis paralysis things.
Yeah. Well, Derek and Bailey both have one of the gifts that's like, if it's not perfect, it's not good enough.
Yes. Yes.
Which perfection's impossible, so nothing's ever good enough. And then add this on top of that. Mm-hmm. See, those two are a nightmare. I'm just like...
You're perfect.
Perfect. No wonder they like me.
Obviously.
Okay, Calvin is the only one that has gift 47. And this one is the need to have revelations. It's an esoteric gate. And so they often have revelations, like ahas, like things click for them. But if they're not using it in the right way, they feel like everyone else is having revelations and they're just on the sidelines not figuring it out. And they feel very like panicked about like, why am I not having like my ahas? Mm-hmm. And there was something I wrote down that was important about this. Oh, they can turn struggle into wisdom. I love that. And the shadow side of it is mental anguish and feeling like life has no meaning. So it can be a very like dark shadow if they're not using it in a positive way.
Yes.
Yes. And there it is.
You know, that is a really interesting gate. I don't think I've heard one.
Yeah.
It's kind of a left field gate, like revelation and like feeling like, you know, you're not watching everybody else thinking that they have it going on. But
you know what, now I have a client that keeps telling me that she feels like she's living on the sidelines of her life and watching from like the sidelines. And now I'm so curious if she has that gate, because that would be a really helpful way to flip it for her. Yeah. Now that I think about it, because every time she says it, I'm like, gosh, that's really interesting. But now it kind of clicks if she has that it's cool. Just the shadow side of that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. Now Derek is the only one that has number 24. And, oh yes, this one is pondering to get to the truth. So this is like, they can think about something for weeks, even months. Like, it's like constantly looping in their mind. And, you know, they like zoom in, zoom out, like play with it all different ways, have all these opinions about it. And they just like can't get it. And then one day it's like, oh, Got it. Aha. They just get like this quick aha and they're like, well, not quick. It's a slow aha. But once they find it, it's like, oh my gosh, there it is. But it's like something they just have to ponder to get to the answer. But the shadow side is mental looping and overthinking, which happens naturally if you're trying that hard to figure something out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could totally. He'll get like quiet and I'm like, what's wrong? Nothing. I was just thinking. I'm like, about what? You're so quiet.
I'm pondering life.
Pondering my opinion. Okay, and then we have oh, I wrote Bri, but I meant Bria. So Bria, Cal, and Derek, because you don't have number 4, right? Yeah, okay. So it's Bria, Cal, and Derek that have this one, the love of logic.
Interesting.
We're not surprised. Uh, so they have a fear of chaos. And when we say chaos, it can be like systems that don't work correctly or like things that don't go the way they're supposed to go. Like all those things are chaotic to them. And when we say they have a fear of chaos, it's also usually the gift of being able to see how to clear chaos. So when they're using it correctly, they can bring the logic to a chaotic situation. But the shadow side is doubt and feeling like the answer is never good enough.
Yeah.
That's the only one Bria has in there. I know. Which I guess she doesn't like chaos. Bailey and I are all chaotic out there. And she's like...
I would say I can see where her brain is very logical.
Yeah,
because
I can
to
too.
her, things are very black and white. Like, this is this is this. Why would you do this if we already know this is like, I can see that in her process.
I can too, yeah. And it's funny, like, seeing your kids. Bailey has a lot of similarities to me. They both do. But, like, I understand how Bailey thinks usually, or I can, like, see when she's overthinking, or I can see when she's doing something. But because Bri is so private, sometimes I don't realize all of the things that are going on in her mind. She's a Scorpio, so, you know, private.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like it. And a lot of these seem to be, like, it is just very, like, what is your mental process for each type of thinking? Like, these are like mental processes. Like, how do you integrate information, ideas with, like, all of it? Like, and it's cool to know how your partner is, how your friends are, your employee. Like, it's interesting. It's interesting to see how each one of us are so intricate.
It really is. Yeah.
Like, there's a reason for the weird, quirky, like, you know, whatever. Like, where I might perceive, you know, someone as being quiet and reserved, they are literally so unaware of how their energy is being perceived because they are in their own self just going, okay, like, we're processing this information.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's a great insight. I think it's interesting. I really want to know if Calvin's a debater. Because now that I think about it, like, everything Derek and I say to each other, it's like, because you think, okay, we both have like a consistent way that we believe is true. Mm-hmm. And as a married couple, we've kind of like brought those beliefs together and like found them together. But if we disagree on something, like, there is no like, no, I believe this, you believe this.
Yes.
And he used to be so annoyed if I wouldn't agree with him. He's like, you're supposed to have my back. And I'm like, yeah, but
we just had this conversation today.
I'm like, but I'm allowed to have a different opinion than you.
Yes. Which is interesting because I was saying, like, you, this is a rabbit trail, you, Shane, like, this is where I want to know, like, the thread of astrology with HD, like, you, Shane, and Derek all have a Libra, heavy dominant Libra placement, which is all about finding and maintaining balance and always, like, seeing the other side of what's happening. So it's interesting that you guys would both be like, nope, this is what, like, this is it.
This is what I believe. I know. And we're so strong in our, and I always, like, associated it to us being debaters. But then if you look at us being closed Anyas, it's like, oh, that too.
Which is good because we need people around us if we're closed. You need people around you who are still, like, willing to, like, feed you alternative ideas and viewpoints.
Yeah, for sure.
And vice versa, like you said, they rely on people who are steady.
Yeah.
not rigid, which
Yes.
I totally can be. Just that are steady to bounce off, like, hey, how does this feel to you, or what do you think about this?
Yes. I know. It's so... Human design and astrology just shows you so much how important each of our differences are. Like, we can't all fit in the same box. It would be boring and we would never get anywhere because all the things about us that are different is what makes our friendship so strong, our marriage so strong, you know, our relationship with our kids what it is. And we're just all the perfect piece of the puzzle that we were meant to be. And if we're not conditioned to believe we have to fit in a certain box, we can really shine that piece of ourselves.
That's good.
Yeah. That was a fun one. A quick one, but a fun one.
Yeah. Very interesting.
I know. And I think there's only 3 gates in the head center, so we'll just find something else fun to talk about next week too.
Yeah, we will.
Yay! Well, thanks for hanging out with us. Please, any feedback you have, we'd love to hear. And if you want us to get weird and research anything, we love it. So just tell us what you want to know. Bye.
Bye, guys.